Hey there, it's been a while. So, I've got a friend's birthday coming up and wanted to make him a bracelet. Something fashionable, because I think he's a pretty fashionable person. So let's just get right in and start cutting our leather. So I'm going to put some snaps on it so he can actually wear the bracelet. Probably a smart idea. And I also am going to put this stitching in the middle to kind of put a cool pattern on it. So it's not just a strip of leather. So let me put those lines in. Alright, so these are where the stitch holes are going to go. And let's just get hammering. And my own hammer hath betrayed me, and I messed up. This is what I get for not giving an 18% tip to the Dippin' Dots machine. It's bad karma. It was working hard, I should have given it. But, you know, I think we won't turn out that bad from this, because the stitching will hopefully cover it up. So, I'm going to continue on. And here's a little magic here, check this. Boom. So now we have both sides of the stitching done. And you can do that magic at home too, it just takes a little bit of practice. And I'm just going to run through it here to widen up the holes. Alright, so now I'm going to start the stitching, and I'm going to do a little crosshatch pattern here and then go back on it, see what happens. And if you'll notice, I'm only using one needle this time, rather when I use two usually. That's because I don't need to lock the thread or anything or really worry about it falling out, because this is just ornamental. It doesn't hold any pieces together. Alright, already it's looking pretty good. Now I just have to restitch all the way backwards in the opposite direction. So we've got our crosshatch here, and what I think I'm going to do now is kind of like enclose them, if you can see what I'm doing here, like line on each side. You know, you get it, you see it, it's on the screen. And this takes so long. Like at this point, already been stitching for like, God, 2 hours. This took another hour. I hated it. And I may have damned myself because it's looking alright now, but I thought, well, I think they need to be connected on the outside. So take my needle, take my thread, and buckle down for another 20 minutes of sewing. Alright, so now we're looking pretty good. I stabbed my finger while doing this. It went right through, blood got everywhere, and I had to go to the hospital. Let's snip it. Do it a little light now. Alright, so now we're going to cut out the back piece. Okay, so now I just have to glue these two together, and well, hopefully it'll turn out good. Alright, time to put them together. And now it comes to put on the snaps. With Herculean strength, I push them through this small hole I've made, trying to put it in place. And I've got this little gizmo here to help me put it down, but don't let looks deceive, it wasn't helpful at all. I spent for what it felt like an eternity trying to hammer this snap in place to no avail. I would fiddle with my tools, thinking maybe they're the problem. Then I would hammer once more, and fiddle, and then hammer again, in an endless cycle. No matter what method I used, it didn't help. Eventually we won the battle, but not the war, for every snap has a counterpart. So I pushed the snap through the hole once more, and it starts the drums of war. And I had given up because my hands were now numb. But in my darkest hour, an angel brought to me a bolt in a plastic bag. This shall be the weapon to strike down my foe. When the last hammer fell, the war was won. Okay, but yeah, anyway, it's looking pretty good, but the leather's kind of pulling apart when it's, doing what it's supposed to in bracelet form, so we're going to have to rip it apart and re-glue. And I'm going to call an old friend that you all may be familiar with, Mr. Gorilla. Surely he will help us hold this leather together. And I was certainly generous in my application. So we're going to put some weight on and then come back in 24 hours. Okay, 24 hours later, we take it off. And it's definitely holding a lot better. So I won't need to go back and stitch through. And yes, the bracelet does fit, thankfully. It would have sucked if I did 4 hours of stitching just for it to not. So we're going to clean up the edges. Alright, so if I get this in one try, this whole side, you have to subscribe. Oh, come on. Alright, same thing for this side. Hey, okay. You have to subscribe. You told me. You said verbally, it was a verbal contract. You said, I would subscribe to you if you edged this whole side in one try. And I did. So now you have to subscribe. You just have to. I'm sorry. You just have to. So now we're just going to dye it a little bit. And my favorite part, burnishing. Just lather it on there. Just rub the devil out of it. It sounds dirty, but that's just your mind saying it, okay? You thought that. Alright, so now we're looking pretty good. There's still a lot of glue on it. I'm gonna have to take that out, but the edges are holding together a lot better with Mr. Gorilla. While I put my logo on here, I have to say I've been trying to find different ways to do this so it looks, a little more professional, but one, they're expensive, or they involve fire, and I would most likely burn my house down, so it's just going to be scratched for now. So in my opinion, I think it's looking pretty good. It's comfortable to wear, which is what I was really going for, because leather can sometimes be very uncomfortable on the skin. Anyway, I just want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you later, Star Sailor.